Okay, hello everyone. This is Ammara Aftab. I am the podcast host and I'm from basically Pro AI Think Tank. And let me tell you about the Pro AI Think Tank first. Pro AI Think Tank is basically gapping the bridge between all the AI experts all around the world, right? We are gathering all the AI experts at this platform so everyone can get the benefit of that. And today we have our very honorable guest, Mr. Faisal Saleem. He is the co founder and the CTO of Codific Inc. And definitely he has been working in AI and ML like more than 3 decades. So, how are you, Mr. Faisal Salim?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm good, Tamara. Thanks so much for providing me the opportunity. Yeah.
You're welcome. It would be an honor for me if you can introduce yourself more about like since how long you have been into this field and how are you working into this?
Okay. Yeah, that's a long story. Let me try to cut it short. It's about 3 decades of my experience in this industry, from Pakistan to Silicon Valley. So I've started my career back in 1994, to be exact. After that, I was part of a company named VisualSoft, where we developed softwares for the local industry. Later in the 90s, as the e-commerce uh, boom was there, so we opted for a few projects in U.S. Silicon Valley, to be exact. And
Mhm.
luckily, we got good projects, and we worked on it. And one of the project, we got a lot of funding, and that project was a competitor of eBay at that time. We were providing a reverse
Wow.
auction site, yeah. And that project also, stood top 100 in the PC magazine. So we got that honor to be part of that team. So I myself shifted to San Jose, Silicon Valley, and worked there, deployed that project. uh, so I came back like in 2001 back to Pakistan for my personal reasons. So I focused on Pakistan after that, worked on different projects with armed forces, with government agencies, uh, developed different kind of products and embedded systems, worked in AI at that time, mainly on computer vision. Uh,
Mhm.
few systems for intelligent transportation system solutions. Uh, I'm talking about 2005, 2006, and in 2007 we have developed a ballistic computer, a complete computer, a handheld computer for Pakistan Army. So,
Mhm.
excuse me. So we developed that product and we delivered about 6,000 units to the Pakistan Army. That was one of the flagship product I worked on. There are number of projects I've been worked on, number of companies I've worked with, including one of a government agency, one of the tax agencies in Pakistan. Uh, I've worked on. I've started few companies starting from '94 till this time. Currently, I'm part of two main startups. One is in the healthcare. We call it Easy Shifa, providing a telemedicine solution. I'm a chief strategy officer there. We started in 2019, and now we are providing telehealth solutions and very innovative solutions. Other than, we are the only player in the market which provide these kind of solutions, which include AI, which include telemedicine software, connectivity with the EMRs. So yeah, that's going on. And recently, I basically started this initiative of Codifica. Basically, the idea is to work on bleeding edge technology, what we call it, and
Mhm.
provide solutions to different businesses. So it's basically our first flagship product on Codifica is CodiBots, which is basically a platform to create chatbots. uh, you've been hearing chatbots since the whole year now, ChatGPT being the leaders. So we are building chatbots for a very particular problem, Like we are building chatbots for e-commerce websites, building chatbot for healthcare companies, for insurance companies, for financial companies, very particular use cases in the enterprise sector. So this is the background what we are doing right now. Yeah.
That's really impressive because I can see that you have been a pioneer into many things actually, and you should be a proud Pakistani on that case.
Sure thing.
Perfect.
Sure thing.
Yeah. Okay, so
Mhm.
let's move on to our today's topic. And today's topic is navigating the social implications of advanced generative AI. So it would be an honor for us to hear from you if you will let us know something about it, please.
Yeah, sure. I mean, generative AI, let me try to explain for a layman or for people who are not very technical. So
Mm-hmm.
consider it like a chef, which is, has some ingredients with them, and the chef is trying to create, different kind of dishes, different kind of food for the audience, and the output is that kind of creative foods. So in our case, the generative AI has different data points. It has been trained to create text, images, and audio in a very, very different way. I mean, it can combine different languages, it can produce text in different languages, it can produce from text to images, different kind of images you can produce using generative AI systems, and audio also. I mean, there are a lot of systems available which uses this technology to build up products in the market. There are a lot of use cases. We'll talk about that later, of course. So yeah, so in simple terms, generative AI is let me tell you one thing. I mean, this is this era we are experiencing at this moment. This is as big as the transformation we got after the advent of the internet. I mean, some people declare it as big as the discovery of the internet. So the businesses are disrupted. The way we work in our offices, in our schools, in our hospitals, and everywhere that has been disrupted. So there are new systems coming up, new interfaces are coming up, and the time ahead is very excited. It's very exciting. So there's a lot of things going on in this area.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because I have seen that after the chat GPT, everyone is trying to learn more and more and more about like generative AI.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's the case,
Yeah.
and one should do that because that's the future. So these systems will be, be our a part of our daily lives. I mean, students are using it, uh, healthcare professionals are using it. I saw doctors are using it, education, I mean, teachers are using it, business owners are using it. So in every walk of life, the society has been disrupted by this technology. That's
You
real.
just mentioned about the different field, different sector, but let me add one more thing here. Like even the people, if they are having a conversation, so they are also using in that too. Like it's not about just only a professional stuff. Now it's in the personal life of each and every one of us.
Yeah, definitely. People are getting information. They are using it for writing professional emails, writing resignations and resumes.
Yeah.
It's used, well, I mean, in every walk of life, it's part of our life now. So,
Yeah.
I mean, those people who are not using it, I would recommend that. I mean, just use it in any way you can, and
Mhm.
this will increase your productivity for sure. That's there.
Yeah,
That's
and
kind of.
I would like to add one thing here. If you are asking the chat GPT to create a content for whatever you guys are celebrating, maybe the certifications and all, so chat GPT always give you the same content from the initial, like thrilled to share this and I'm happy to share this. So at least I would recommend and I would suggest to the professionals to at least ask the chat GPT to create a human written content, because If everyone is like copy and pasting the same point, like I'm thrilled to announce this and that, so that doesn't make any sense. If you are professional, then you can use it
So
accordingly.
yeah, so the technology behind ChatGPT is large language model, and the problem you have mentioned is basically, there is a new field which invented after the advent of large language models, and that is prompt engineering. How can you control the large language model to output something which you really desire? So it's all about prompt engineering, where you have to learn how to ask question to chat GPT type of chatbots. So once you learn the prompt engineering, then yeah, you can be more creative by producing content which can be different from others. So it
Yeah.
depends. It depends that this comes under the umbrella of prompt engineering.
Yeah, even I have some videos as well. If anyone wants that, then they can also send me a message. Okay, so Mr. Faisal, I have some questions for you relevant to our topic, definitely. Would you tell me, like, what are the potential benefits of generative AI for the society?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, let's take an example of education. You know, the education side. I mean, there are teachers which are using these kind of tools to create different kind of syllabuses, so different kind of content to be shared with the students. So it can act as a teacher assistant, for example. On the other hand, the students can benefited from using it as a personal tutor. So there are a number of projects which are going on at the moment, which includes Han Migo. Han Academy is one of the biggest name in the tuition industry. So they provide online tuition. So they've created a chatbot named Han Migo, and which is a personal tutor for any student who wants to learn maths and those kind of subjects. Uh, so these kind of benefits in education for sure. I mean, we are also at Codibot. We are building a chatbot in association with one of the universities in Pakistan and in Saudi to build up a personal tutor for the student, where he can learn in his own way. I mean, we call it self-paced learning, where the teacher just assigns a task to the student, and the student basically learn it at its own time and pace. The typical problem teachers face is that there are like 30 students, for example, in a class. Not every student is same. They have different intellect, they have different kind of IQ. So it's very difficult for a teacher to teach everybody at the same pace. So by introducing these personal tutors, where you can interact with the chatbot like you are interacting with your teacher, is something which will definitely change and disrupt the education industry. There are a lot of things going on there. There are a lot of experiments going on in the world. For example, Harvard, announced that they will come up with the AI teacher next year probably. So that prestigious institution, if they have the AI teachers there, then you can imagine what kind of things can happen in education industry. uh, Take healthcare industry, for example. Doctors are writing notes based on the suggestions by these chat bots. So on the personal side, patients can interact with them. At this moment, healthcare industry is a very regulated industry, so it's very difficult to develop some things, because the large language models have its drawbacks also, like they hallucinate sometimes. So we need to be careful, because health is something which is very important for a person. So healthcare industry are using it cautiously, but things are progressing. I mean, I know Google have done a project, a sample project with their own large language model. uh, they have done good progress there. I'm also doing some project with our startup Easy Shifa. We are trying to build up interfaces for patients. So those interfaces, of course, eventually the patient will talk to a doctor, but in between, collecting information from the patient, getting replacing the person for example, when you go to a hospital, there is an admin person there who collects your information, your vital information, your information regarding your insurance and stuff like that. So that part can be handled by the chatbot or an AI assistant, and then the patient can talk to a doctor, a physical doctor. That's something we can do. So yeah, education, healthcare. We are developing a chatbot with one of our partners in UAE, which is basically providing a financial products to the consumers. So we are building a chatbot which can help consumers select the right product, so they can ask any question depending on their requirements, and the bot can help them select the right product for them. So that's a benefit for the financial industry. On the e-commerce side, we are working with number of brands where we are creating personal shopping experience AI assistant, where the AI assistant helping you to shop. Like you give the for example, you give the query to a AI system that you want to buy a gift for your wife, you know and imagine that can give you few options and ask you about your requirements, the color, the size, the kind of products you're looking for. So these kind of systems, that they are there, they're a reality now. It's no more in research. So yeah, a lot of benefits in a lot of industries. Yeah.
Got it. So, with respect to your discussion regarding the healthcare sector, can AI also take the blood samples?
Well, not really at this stage. Yeah, we can imagine
Hmm.
a robotic arm which can mimic uh, a person who can take a blood sample. Yeah, in near future. I mean, I'm sure somebody will be, working on that idea, where a
Hmm.
robotic arm can, if it can cook, a robotic arm can cook. Why not take a sample?
Yeah.
Why not?
Definitely, definitely.
That's
Because
it.
you have shown me that Easy Shifa machine. So and you just discuss about that they can take, like, they can talk to the patients and the doctors. But the point is, okay, they can also, the machine can also check the blood pressure. But can the machine can take the blood samples as well? So maybe in future it can be happen. Maybe there are two arms in the machine and they can take your sample as well.
Yeah, why not? I mean, in current world, nothing impossible. So
Yeah,
yeah,
agree, agree.
and the pace we are progressing at the moment, this is like exponential. Like nobody knows what happened tomorrow. So yeah, that's very much possible.
So you just discuss about the benefits of generative AI. I would like to know about the key challenges posed by the generative AI.
Yeah, as the benefits are there, the challenges are there too. So
Mm-hmm.
the technologies like deep fakes, the AI systems can mimic your voice, it can mimic your personality as an avatar. So these kind of technologies, they pose a threat to the society. Like what if these technology goes into some rogue element's hand, and they produce the misinformation in the market, and people got you know to get that information, that disinformation to be exact, and that can disrupt the society. That can even escalate a war, so, in a war
Mm-hmm.
area. So these kind of problems are associated with this kind of innovative technology. And people are working on ethical AI laws and regulations, especially in European region and US. The Congress persons are working on that. There are a lot of regulations going on. A lot of in Pakistan, I believe we are working on an AI policy. I'm not sure what is happening there, but yeah, for sure that's very important, because these implications of this technology. On the one hand, we have benefits. On the other hand, these things pose a great threat to the society. And also, I mean, we need to be, I mean, right now, these big LLMs are a black box for us. Like, we don't know how they are developed, what kind of a data is trained. So maybe it can be biased on certain communities, on certain, criteria. So we don't know. So that needs to be taken care of. So yeah, there's a
Mhm.
lot of work going on in the open source community addressing these issues. Like ethical AI is a big topic nowadays. Then how can we produce an AI which is responsible, which is safe? You know, this technology will be in our children hands. So we need to be very careful providing information which should not harm their values, which should not harm their way of working. So so
Mhm.
these are really pose threats to the society, and we need to be very careful. We need to understand this, and we need to basically create a dialogue to create an ethical AI and the system to basically produce the AI systems which are ethical in by default, by nature. That's
Mm-hmm.
very important.
And when we, yes, and when we talk about the threat, so what is your opinion on the on like the people are worried about their jobs in the future?
Yeah. So yeah, lot of things have been said by industry leaders on this topic. So yeah, I mean, there's not an immediate threat at the moment, but yeah, there is a threat. I mean, the threat is like that you need to go with the flow. Like all the mundane jobs, they will be taken over by the AI very soon. For example, all the content writers should be very worried at this stage because LLMs are very good at content writing. There are LLMs, there are models, AI models, which are good at producing music. Imagine,
Yeah.
yeah, the music industry is also under threat. So you need to be, up to the mark. So imagine an AI composer, which is eliminating the need for a composer, and the producer of the film just hired the AI composer and
Yeah,
compose.
I have seen one video relative to the movie, and that movie was created just in a single room through AI. And I think there was a case on that movie. I don't know, I don't remember exactly, but yeah, AI is definitely is maybe a threat for such industries as well.
Right, right. And even for the programmers, I mean, our industry is also under threat because the chat GPT-4 to be exact, is very good at creating the code. You
Code,
can,
yeah.
yeah, so that's it. But yeah, I mean, it's not something which is immediate, but yeah, we have to be careful. I remember the days when the digitization was there. I mean, 3 decades ago, the people used to work manually, and they have to shift towards the computerization and digitization, and those
Hmm.
people are reluctant at that time to shift to the computerization projects, and they thought that the digitization and computerization is a threat for them. But you saw that there are a lot of new jobs created in this regard, and people are now, so I think that the same principle will apply. But the future is, once we achieve at a certain stage, a kind of an AI which can take the job completely, then that's a real threat. And I don't see that happening in 2 to 3 years at least. Nobody knows, but I
Hmm.
cannot predict that. But this is my wild guess. Maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. So before that, you need to prepare yourself. You need to cope up yourself with this technology. So at this stage, there are more AI assistants coming up, which is assisting the human beings. And at Codibot, we are also producing these kind of chatbots, which is basically a human assistance, providing help to the existing jobs. So that can increase productivity, that can leverage the profit, it can attract more customers for businesses. So this is something which is which we are trying to do. And yeah, this is a threat, and we need to cope with it very soon.
Yeah, but on the other hand, what I have seen so far, is yeah, it is a threat, but if we look into the other side, so maybe in future, if there will be more AI, so definitely there will be more people like you who are working on that. So I believe like people should maybe change or maybe transfer or maybe upgrade their skills relevant to the AI. So definitely they will be able to cope up and to absorb, to admit, to work uh, into that field as well. So that won't be a threat, maybe not a threat for them if they start learning these skills today.
Definitely. I mean, I'm like, when I see young people, they are, shown a great interest in this technology, right from the kindergarten. So people, children are using it. The young people are using it, and I would definitely encourage these people to use it, make it part of your daily life, because that is something which is gonna stay here, and it's a long run. So you need to cope up with this technology, try to build up this technology, try to use tools which are built on based on these technologies. So we can't escape from this. So we have to, adapt it earlier, the better, I would say.
Yeah, because I just want to know more like how we can mitigate such risk.
Yeah, so by adopting it, first of all, we need to, adapt this technology in any, all the walk of lives in any vertical, like, healthcare, education, insurance, even governments. I know that governments are working on this, to build up the large language models which can be, beneficial for their citizens. I was
Mhm.
in touch with some people. They are trying to build up a citizen portal where citizen can find out information about government systems. Like, for example, so they want to know information about different departments. These kind of benefits we can give it to the society back through this technology. So I would suggest that the government should start using this technology, and they should take it very seriously. In addition to keep an eye on the ethical AI and safety aspects of it, they should try to adopt it also.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Because
That's
as you just said, that's safety. So definitely safety first. And what's your opinion on that? Like about the data, like the applications, when you download the applications and they want your access of your phone. So what's your opinion on that?
So that's important. So whatever system we build, the security is by design. So that's very important because we are handling with the user data, so it's very private. So it needs to be designed in a way that we can store the information in a very secure way. And security is the foremost thing we need to take care of while designing the systems based out of large language models. So yeah, that's something which is very important, and whoever is working in this area must keep an eye on this and try to build security into their system so that this data can be protected, and that's very important.
Hmm. So, do you think that if like such companies can utilize the data in a negative way or maybe some in wrong activities, like how we can how a person okay, so a layman cannot understand such things maybe and they can give the access to the applications, but a person who can understand that this could be a biggest we are feeding our data, we are giving the access to our data, so, do you think that it would be a threat to the people as well individually, or maybe it could be the data can be used because we all know that data could be sell and buy. So, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, that's a very important question. I would say that the whichever system you are interacting with, you must see what is their privacy policy, what is their policy to handle data. So these policies need to be reviewed before using that system. So for a layman, they have to be very sure that the data is utilized in a way they want. So they should, you know, protect their own data. Uh, it's more related to the cybersecurity aspect of it, but that's again very important to understand that all those negative actors which are also into this, and they should not get hold of this technology, and they can use it for the negative purpose. So people have more responsibility now, because these chatbots are getting a lot of data, and these data can be utilized in a very different way. So this privacy policy on their website, whatever system you're using, you should take care of that your data is protected, and it is not to be used anywhere else. uh, that's a real threat.
Okay, that's totally makes sense. So, Mr. Faisal, what's your thought on the future of generative AI?
Okay, so the future of generative AI I can see is, right now what we are doing is kind of an AI assistants which are helping uh, help humans in a way they can do their job better than what they are doing at the moment. But in future, there is a concept we call artificial general intelligence, which is being led by OpenAI people. So once artificial general intelligence achieved, then that's a different story, and that is kind of very alarming also, because at sometimes people raise concerns over that technology, where you know. The AI systems can think like more than an average human beings. They can solve unknown mathematical problems. I mean, that will be the stage when these AI systems can do discoveries like scientists do, like human beings do. They can imagine a system which can discover new elements in a less time. And for example, let's take an example of the healthcare. I mean, these vaccines they discover, I mean, they take a lot of time to discover. Only the exception was COVID vaccine, but previously it took like 7 to 8 years to discover a normal vaccine. The healthcare people must know that. So imagine the AI system which can discover a vaccine in few days, maybe few hours, don't know. So these kind of future, I'm looking at it. It is very bright, but it has to be taken care with very cautious steps. We need to take care of the security, the safety, the ethical side of the AI. That is very important. uh, Imagine an AI system which can develop their own chatbots and control them. They can be part of the robotics, and those robots can go rogue, and everything, they can ruin everything. So that is something, I mean, we need to take care of. But yeah, the advancements are good. On the positive side, there are more positive sides if we control it, regulate it, and we can get the benefit out of it. That's for sure.
You just discussed, shared about the healthcare sector with AI as well. So I can see that you just shared a lot of different field relevant which are interacting with AI. So it must be, I can say that like every field has a space to learn more about AI for the future, definitely. So if they start it today, and then they will be able to cope up everything tomorrow.
Definitely, all the sectors: healthcare, education, governments, finance,
Hmm.
e-commerce. All these sectors need to work and keep an eye on this technology, because the things are changing so fast. You never know that tomorrow which AI model is better. Recently we got that the Google released their Gemini model, and they
Yeah, I've
they
seen
claim
that.
that is the best one. OpenAI is claiming that GPT-4 is the best one. So a lot of things are happening at the moment. So there are a lot of other players at the moment: Microsoft, Anthropic. Cohere, Stability AI. There's so many other players in this area. So we need to see that what keep a close eye on these happenings, these technologies, and also, I mean, as a country, if we talk, particularly about Pakistan, so we need to take it to the national level. We need to debate how can we utilize this technology, how can we develop this technology. I'm sure there are very good minds out there in the universities, in the industry. They should, join hands, and they can work in a way that we can develop our own language model, as we saw that UAE developed their own language model, Falcon model. I mean, it was pretty good. And of course, it's not. I mean, the problem right now is that developing your own language model, it's very expensive. uh, I was reading somewhere that GPT-4, it took hundreds of millions of dollars to train that model, and it took time also, and that the data, the amount of data it collects, and it trained. So that kind of a money, I mean, I know country like Pakistan, or similar economies, is quite hard. So I think I would suggest that the big economies should take the economies with the third world countries along with them in these advancements. I think that's something we need to do on the global level. I think that's very important.
Yeah, one question clicked in my mind when you were talking about the governance and all. Um, so when AI will be at every level, if everyone will be using it at the government level as well, so definitely there must be the term of accountability. So do you think that it will be like people will adopt this as soon as possible, or they want to adopt it?
Okay, so yeah, about the accountability and control, that is the key question right at the moment. And this poses a threat to the government also. I mean, uh, OpenAI, we don't know, it's a black box. So, it's a for, although, even we don't know about Google and all those companies which are producing these large language models. So, government needs to take control of that. And there are some good work going on in the open source sector. So Meta is in forefront. So they are producing their own language models like Llama 2, and there are some other good large language models which are coming up. So these models are more open, and the open source community is contributing to it. And I think these models have a good future, I would say. And the way I see it, these large language models will be squeezed towards the edge side, and there will be some smaller models which will be in market very soon, and which will solve some particular problem. For example, there will
Mhm.
be models for healthcare which is running in an hospital, not like in the cloud. There can be a model which is running in, let's say, for example, an education institution. So these small language models have a great future. There are some good companies like Qualcomm is working to run a small model on the small chips. Like Nvidia is working on different chips. So these hardware vendors are working to produce small edge devices where these large language models can be run. And even on your phone, the phones are becoming more and more powerful now. So at this moment, you can't run a large language model, I guess, on the phone. But very soon, you'll get a phone where you can run your small models with less billion parameters on the phone, and that is where the key area is. So I can see that the small models have a good future. That's something which is really, really coming up, I can see.
Okay, so I have the last question and then we can conclude it. So the last question is like, what's your opinion on that? Like, if AI will take the decision in future, so will it be beneficial for us or not? Because sometimes it happens that we have to, when human take the decisions, The emotions are involved in that. And definitely AI doesn't have any kind of emotions. And sometimes we need the emotions to take the decision. So what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, that's a very, there are, chatbots which are, in a process of building, which can, they produce empathetic results and try to build up the emotions into the systems, but they are not as good as humans at this stage. But a lot of work is, underway, that these kind of systems will come up which has some kind of emotions. At this stage, I cannot predict that it is totally emotional as the humans are, but yeah, the, there is a lot of research going on into this to make these models more empathetic, more emotional, and can handle emotional area, or so yeah, I mean, there are a lot of advancements going on there. So let's see how it unfolds in near future.
Okay, great. So how would you like to conclude this topic?
Okay, so I mean, for every person who is watching this video, I mean, first of all, AI is here. It's a reality. So let's cope up with this. Let's try to get information from where we can. We should be knowledgeable enough to understand these kind of system for our own purpose, whether it is a tool for content writing or a tool to write an email or do your job correctly and more productively. Achieve more productivity. So, first of all, you need to understand that this is reality and you have to cope with it. Secondly, we should understand that this is not as big of a threat as we thought earlier. So, it is still, we can basically utilize this for our benefit, and we can. I mean, the only thing, the job industry will be changed, it will not be removed. There will be new jobs coming up, and we should keep an eye on that. So that is something which is very important. And lastly, I would say that once the AGI is coming up, which is eventually, yeah. One more thing, there is a big advancement going on in terms of quantum mechanics. So once the quantum computer is there, then this will change overnight. So imagine a quantum computer which can work millions of times more than the conventional computers. So that
Mhm.
can be very beneficial for AI. So AI and quantum computers, your quantum mechanics, they work very closely. And this this AI advancements will be accelerated once that quantum computers are available widely. So that is something which is future. So we all should cope up and keep a close eye on this, and we should at every walk of life we should be you know keep an eye on the technology advancements. That is the key, going forward.
Perfect. So, Mr. Faisal, a few words for our platform for Pro AI Think Tank, which is a global AI community.
I think you guys have done, wonderful job so far. So yeah, hats off to you. And I think there are more coming up, hopefully very soon. But you have done a wonderful job. Hats off to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. I feel really honored to have a conversation with you, a very productive conversation. So keep in touch. We will take you on board, and we will do more conversations because every day is evolving. So definitely we will gather more uh, knowledge about the AI, ML, and AGI especially. So thank you so much. Thank you for your
Thank
time.
you. Thank you for providing me the opportunity. Looking forward. Thank you.
For sure, for sure.
For
Bye
sure.
bye.
Thank you. Bye.